Welcome to Our Jewish Roots, with insightful Bible teaching from Israel with Dr. Jeffrey Seif. This week, we see how disobedience led to defeat on Joshua, more than a conqueror.
Jericho was a miracle. But why? Why did Achan have to stain the memories of victory by hoarding all that silver and gold? Adonai, you are forgiving in our succeeding loss at the city of Ai. A lesson learned. But I grieve. I so grieve the loss of my men.
Sir, our loss at Ai was not your fault. You rent that cloak because Achan coveted the plunder of Jericho.
But I'll never forget. 36 men. Lost. Forever. Because of greed? The Lord gave us Jericho. But he never, ever said that we could keep the bounty. It belonged to the Lord. All of it. And the city of Ai would have been ours as well, if not for the sinful plunder of Achan.
I went up in flames. Finally. Israel got burned beforehand, however, and in another sense, and I'm going to tell that story here today. It's a tragic story, actually. Victory's one thing, defeat's another. In the Bible, we get a little bit of both. Actually, in the scripture, if you look at the miraculous victories so far, the parting of the sea, the Jordan, the Israelites crossing through, yes, that's 17 verses for that. If you look at the miracle in the war at Jericho, a sum total of 27 verses for that. The Battle of Ai, a small city, it shouldn't have taken much. It was a tragedy. 81 verses, by my reckoning, for that in the Hebrew Bible. It's interesting, there was one man that sinned, but tragically they all were held to be culpable for it. That is to say, they went to war, they weren't supposed to take plunder, they weren't supposed to take spoils of war, booty, they weren't to have it. This is a religious issue. It's not to be, this isn't an opportunity for self-aggrandizement. It's not a time for self-gain. But he saw some loot, and he took it and he seized it, contrary to the command, contrary to what he was told, and this caused a great loss for the Hebrews. There's two compliance stories here that I think the author wants us to understand to be a secret to success. There's a correlation between obedience and success in life, obeying the command. You hear in Scripture, Shema Israel, hear, O Israel, and it's said over and over again. And for that matter, Jesus, Yeshua, is on record over and again saying, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. Of course, people have ears, and the eardrums vibrate. They hear, but they don't really hear. But the rabbis say the hearing isn't just good enough. Hear it, that you may do it, that you may observe it. There's the next step. You have to begin by hearing and then doing. And the doing translates into success in life. That is to say, follow the divine instruction. Good things can happen not just to the Jew, as in the case of this conquest at Ai, not just to the people like me, but people like you, all of us, when we hear, when we do, like Joshua then, we can be more than conquerors.